Hello and welcome back to the EPP Park Jet build part 3. In this build we're going to continue where we left off in the last video. We're going to add a little bit of strapping tape to make the plane a little stronger, and we're going to move on to putting on the Elevons and then cutting the servo holes for the plane. So let's get into the build and see how it goes. Okay, first I think I'm going to start using some of the Scotch 3M. It's a strapping tape, but it's a cross weave strapping tape, so it makes it a lot stronger than just normal strapping tape. I'm going to use that around the leading edges of the wings and other parts of the plane that I want to make stronger. So let me get to taping and I'll come back to the video when I have most of the tape applied to the plane. Okay, I pretty much finished putting the strapping tape around the edges of the wing. The strapping tape pretty much follows all the way around the edge of the wings. That'll do a pretty good job of bonding the two sides together. It'll connect the top layer of the fiberglass weave to the bottom layer, and it makes a nice good leading edge for the wings. That'll make it a lot more durable and a lot more crash resistant. I'm probably going to add maybe a little bit more of this strapping tape, maybe on the fuselage area where the three layers are bonded together, and that'll help make it a little stronger up front too on the nose. But other than that, I think that's about it for the strapping tape. Okay, now I'm going to get into making the ailerons for this plane. This plane is not going to have regular ailerons and elevator setup. It's just going to be basically ailerons only. So I kind of oversized them so I make sure they grab a lot of air, and it'll make it do the rolls and other maneuvers a lot better, I think, with a little bit larger ailerons. So let me get over to making those and we'll continue on with the build. Okay, I got the ailerons all cut out of foam board. So now I'm getting ready. I'm going to cut some 45-degree bevels on the leading edges of each of the ailerons. To do this, I like to use this Logan foam board cutter. It's great for holding the blade at the right angle at 45 degrees, and it will also hold the blade at 90 degrees, so you can do 90-degree cuts too. It's a very easy tool to use. Basically, you just line it up with your foam board or whatever you're going to cut, and this works great for Dipron. You can use it on EPP or other foams. You just line it up and line the edge up with the bottom line, and just kind of keep it lined up as you cut. You can also use a straight edge to make sure you're cutting it straight, but most of the time I'm in a hurry. I'll just pretty much eyeball it and run it along. I've gotten pretty used to it, so I can do a fairly straight cut. Okay, so there you go. Cut it off. Got the 45-degree bevels. I'll do that on the other aileron, or aileron, and we'll be proceeding on to taping them to the plane. Okay, now that I've got the ailerons all cut out and got the bevel cut on the leading edge, I wanted to show you guys a cool way to make some tape hinges. Basically, you start off, you get some of the strapping tape, the cross-weave strapping tape, and you cut these little strips about roughly 3 inches long, and then you take that piece of strapping tape and you just cut it in half again. Okay, take that strapping tape and you flip one side with the sticky side up, one side with the sticky side down, and then you're going to tape them back together, overlaying, I'd say, I don't know, what's that, about 1/4 of an inch, and stick them back together. So that way you got a sticky piece on the top and a sticky piece on the bottom. Okay, we're going to use this tape to lay along the ailerons to create the over and under taping method for the ailerons, and it makes them nice and secure, so they won't move up and down and they won't have much give laterally or up and down wise, but they will still move freely. Ever since I've tried this, one of our friends at the park showed us how to do it. I've pretty much been using it on all my ailerons or elevators or any sort of a moving surface. It's kind of a cheap, easy way, but it makes a really secure control surface. So basically, you make enough of these to cover the control surface you're making. Here's an example. This one, I basically put 6 pieces of the strapping tape on here. Each of them have the over and under. I've got 3 pieces laid on the top of the aileron. Now I've also taped 3 more on the bottom side. So what you're going to do is you're going to push them down and up to get them ready, and you're going to put them onto the plane. Okay, so this can be kind of tricky, so let me get this going, and then after I get it all attached, I'll show you how it all fits on there. Okay, I got the aileron all taped onto the plane, and as you can see, there's really no give up and down in the aileron, but it does move still, pretty freely, and it makes it nice and secure, and it holds it even after you've been using it for a while. It doesn't have any slack in it, no play in your control surfaces. So it's a really cool way. I recommend trying it out on your plane, see how you like it. Give me some feedback, tell me what you guys think about it. Okay, I got both ailerons fully taped onto the plane. Now I'm going to move on to mounting the servos into the airplane. And as you can see, I've drawn on some guidelines of where the servos are going to mount and where the control rods are going to run down the sides of the plane to get to the ailerons. Okay, I got the basic servo locations cut into the top side of the wing. Now I'm going to use this hot knife type tool made by Weller. It's not a super hot tool. It's not really like a soldering iron, but it does get warm enough to melt away at the EPP foam. And I just use that to kind of melt away where the servos are going to go, so they'll sit nice and flush down inside the wing. And it's kind of a good, easy way to cut away at the wing and make it so the servos fit nice and snug down inside here. So I don't know if you can see it very well in the video, but basically this tool just eats away at the foam, and it's got a nice flat blade that you can use to just push it away as you need. Okay, I got the servo hole pretty much cut down nice and deep using the Weller hot knife tool. One note about using this: make sure you're in a well ventilated room. Also, if you have, I'd probably recommend wearing a mask, so I'm sure these fumes probably aren't too good to breathe in. It's probably toxic. So make sure it's well ventilated where you're at, and if you have, wear a mask to protect you from breathing the fumes. Okay, I've got the servo in here. I'm doing a test fit. It looks like the Weller tool works really good at eating away the foam and making it so the servo fits nice and flush. There might be some minor trimming I'll have to do when I put the actual control arm on the servo later. But this Weller tool, it's actually really good for using to carve away at the EPP foam. Later I'm also going to be using it to basically slice away small little channels to run the wire down the main fuselage, and it works really good for that. This Weller hot knife tool you can usually find at Lowe's or Home Depot, but if you can't find it there, we did add a link on our blog to where you can purchase it through Amazon.com. So first I would suggest looking at Lowe's or Home Depot. You can probably find it cheaper there, but if you can't find it, then take a look at our blog. Okay, well that pretty much ends part 3 of the EPP Park Jet build. Thanks for joining us this week for this video. There's probably going to be another video coming shortly that will get onto the taping and the rest of the build of the plane. In the meantime though, if you have a chance, please check out our new blog. We're starting to put some good information on there, and we'll be consistently adding as we go to it. So again, thank you for joining us for this video, and I'll see you next time.